All right, the last question here. Um, I'm almost a little nervous to ask it, but I want to ask like all coaches about this, and like imposter syndrome, right?
Mm,
Because I think that if you're going to present yourself as a coach, as a leader, you're helping people make change. How do you think about just the whole idea of imposter syndrome? And it's like, you know, um, you have to have your stuff together, and I'll figure it out, and or at least present it that way, or do you like how do you if other clients are going to trust you with their business, how do you sort of take on that responsibility?
my imposter shows up in kind of a weird way. And I didn't realize this until I started seeing a therapist. But like, I would get really bummed out when, somebody would try something. Let's say they would try an experiment that we have in the program, and it would not work out for them. And then they would get bummed out, and inevitably it would be like, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. I don't know what I'm doing. They didn't see results, and so that's my fault, right? And in some cases, yeah, okay, sure. Some cases, I certainly don't have a perfect batting record as a coach, and I've failed certain clients at certain times. But what I'm starting to realize is that I have to I have to set people up with and give them the tools that I know work. I know that they work because I've used them myself, and I've used them with dozens, maybe hundreds at this point, of other clients.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the issue is settled that I know that these do work. And the reality of it is, like, it's almost like a savior complex. You have to be able to, in marketing, we tell our clients you have to attach to the process, detach from the outcomes. Attach to the process, detach from the outcomes. Doesn't mean you ignore the outcomes. It just means as much as possible you emotionally detach from any sort of preconceived, it has to be this way or it's a failure outcome.
Right.
And when I take that approach with clients, that really helps me tremendously, right? Because with marketing, there's so many levers to pull, and there's so many buttons to push, and you can't control all of those as a coach in another person's business. You just can't. As much as I want to sometimes, you just can't.
Mm-hmm. Hey, just a quick break to tell you about Clarityflow. It's the software tool loved by coaches and their clients for communicating asynchronously in threaded conversations using video, audio, or text. My team and I designed Clarityflow for the modern day coach. It lets you give clients a single place to engage with you and all that you offer through your coaching business. Run coaching groups, cohorts, and communities using our Spaces feature. Create interactive courses using our Programs feature. Build your coaching library with templates and reusable content. And sell access to your coaching programs with subscriptions or one-time payments. Customize colors and connect your domain to give clients a fully branded experience. You can use Clarityflow on the web or our mobile apps for iPhone, iPad, or Android. And connect any other apps using our Zapier integration. Start with a free trial or request a personalized demo and consultation by going to clarityflow.com.
So you have to attach, you have to say, I'm going to walk this person through my process that I know works.
Yeah.
And I'm going to detach from the results, and what you give energy to grows, right? So if a client comes back and they're bummed out, and I feed into that energy, meaning they're bummed out at me, and I feed into that energy, that grows the problem. But if I can take a step back and say, okay, cool, let's look at this objectively like a science experiment and see what didn't work, and we try it again, maybe a different variation, a different channel or phrase or a word or
And that's where
whatever.
the best learnings happen, right? Like
Yes.
it's almost like even more valuable when you're coaching someone and they go through an experiment and it didn't work, now you're uncovering an opportunity to find like some new data point about their clients or something that they wouldn't have had before, right? So, you're still coaching them down a path that is helpful.
And the right clients see that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get, and this is where, I know we opened the conversation with like, I've just started saying internally, 250K minimum is what a person needs to be at for them to even really be thinking about a marketing coaching program.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's minimum, right? Because they're not in the, I need this to work.
Yeah, this better work. Yeah, like that's a bad place.
Where they're handling you their last crumpled damp dollar. And they're like, please make this work. No. That is disaster, red flag territory. Don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
But the right clients see that. They're like, oh, cool. Like I had a client one time, Adrienne. She was fantastic. We tried this experiment on one of her social media feeds. It totally bombed. Tried the exact same thing to her email list, and it just crushed. She was like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that was going to happen. This is so cool. And I was like, you're my people. That's what I love to hear.
Nice.